Good evening and welcome to Artichoke Community Music. Thank you so much for coming out to spend your Friday night with us. Tonight we have a very special artist all the way from New Haven, Connecticut. Please welcome Frank Viele, who is the New England Independent Artist of the Year in 2024 and the only two-time winner of New England's Album and Songwriter of the Year award. A couple friendly reminders before we start the show. Please turn your cell phones off during the performance. And if you need to use the facilities during the show, not recommended to use this one, but we have one in the back of the store and one upstairs in the back of the store. Tonight, our volunteers, we got Lee behind the bar. We got Ben on video and Tad on sound. And my good friend Kyle at the door. Thank you so much. Welcome to Artichoke Music, and welcome Frank Viele.
I rub my eyes in the morning, don't feel like I slept. There's coffee in the pot and lead in my step. And I don't know nothing but these worn down shoes are telling a story I can't bear to hear. But it's a long, hard road, they say. We can fight and find our way. When the sky grows dark and the wolves at bay, we will rise above the rain. Oh, I'm not much of a preacher, but I pray for your soul. Oh, we try to fight it, but we all get old. But you and I, we share stories. We know what's been done. When our eyes just meet and words don't leave our tongues. And it's a long, hard road, they say. But we can fight and find our way. When the sky grows dark and the wolves at bay, we will rise above the rain. Well, it's a long, hard road, they say. But we can fight and find our way. When the sky grows dark and the wolves at bay, we will rise above the rain. Yeah, when the sky grows dark and the wolves at bay, we will rise above the rain. The altar with the flowers in your hair. Stepping through, I fell out into the blue. And she left me in a hotel room feeling all but debonair. Lost and gone, alone without a clue. Funny how times like that turn to days like this. Opened up my eyes to the lightning in your kiss. Ghosts live in the shadows with my pedals to the floor. Fire in our hearts, cause we knew we wanted more. The lessons that we've learned, oh, we take them all in stride. Burning bridges over the hearts we left behind. The red lights, the silence through the storm. We're running headlong right into the wind. Oh, fighting to be set free like the day that we were born. Never chained us to the ground again. And every moment I'm with you feels like heaven's bliss. Opened up my eyes to the lightning in your kiss. Ghosts live in the shadows, my pedals to the floor. Fire in our hearts, cause we knew we wanted more. The lessons that we've learned, oh, we take them all in stride. Burning bridges over the hearts we left behind. And fears that chained us down on the fuel we used to ride. Now the tears are in the tank and this Jeep's gonna fly. Ghosts live in the shadows with my pedals to the floor. Fire in our hearts, cause we knew we wanted more. The lessons that we've learned, oh, we take them all in stride. Burning bridges over the hearts we left behind. Burning bridges over the hearts we left behind. Burning bridges over the hearts. Oh, burning bridges over hearts. Oh, burning bridges over hearts we left behind. Concert in Portland, Oregon. I don't usually talk too much till after the first couple of songs. It's kind of how I get my jitters out, but I'm going to talk a little less in the front of this show because there's some extra jitters there. This one's called Monsters. Fire in the words you speak, smoke cloud comes, you're on your knees. You lie awake, could be your pillow tight. You hear the Shadows and shadows on the ground, broken dreams in this life you found. But doors are open and so we'll see. Honey, the writing's on the wall. Baby, I know that this seems strange. Running from the monsters in your arms. Stay in my arms, you're gonna be safe. It can be so cruel. You try to warn, have to break some rules, but doors are open and so we'll see. You swear you hear all the angels cry. Smoke cloud comes to cover your eyes. Baby, you want me on my knees tonight. Honey, the writing's on the wall. Baby, I know that it seems strange. Running from the monsters in your arms. Stay in my arms, you're gonna be safe. You know there will come a better day. You know, baby, I've seen this all before, yeah. If you push too hard, you won't get your way. You're gonna be safe. Oh yeah. Girl, you're gonna be safe. Honey, the writing's on the wall. Baby, I know that it seems strange. Running from the monsters in your arms. Stay in my arms. You're gonna be safe.
So I have an affection for gospel music, and every year I get to play the Rhode Island Rhythm and Roots Festival as part of Christine Ullman's Sunday gospel show, and I get to sing back up and play guitar for her. And if you don't know who Christine Ullman is, she's been the lead singer and vocal coach for Saturday Night Live for 34 years. So I just love hanging with her, which is the reason I started doing it in the beginning. I didn't know what I was getting into, because she just always has the best stories. Like, I remember I was driving to Rhode Island with her one year, and she's like, did I ever tell you the time Paul McCartney was on SNL and he was sound checking a whole bunch of Beatles songs? And then Chris Farley slow danced with me to Hey Jude. And I was like, wait, what? What? Like those ain't stories you can make up. That's like George Lucas worthy almost, right? You know. So I get to do that, and it's amazing because she's considered a musicologist in that she studies all of the intricacies of music, and I've learned so much from her about music history, geography, cultural influences, all of those things. And she sent me down a rabbit hole where I had to learn all these crazy guitar parts from pop staples, for the Staples singers who never had his guitar like in real tunings, and it was a whole journey. And when I was all done and she told me that I passed, she said, "You're now able to write a gospel song." And so she pushed me to write my own gospel song, and this is what came out. I hope you like it. It's a song called "The River."
We're all going across the river. We're all going around the bend. You gotta do what makes you shiver. before your time comes to an end. Hold on and drink from a silver cup. Hold on, you keep looking up. Won't be strong, 'cause deep in the heart of you, the river keeps going on. We're all going across the river. We're all going around the bend. And if you doubt this, reconsider. And let me say it once again. Hold on, the river will lead you home. Hold on, you're never alone. Sail on and do what you got to do to get where the birds have flown. There's a battle line drawn in this mess we made. The temperature is falling and the heavens rain so cold, so cold. Now those tears fill the puddles on this long dark road. The windows are all shuttered and the highway's closed alone. Alone. Where the voices in our heads can pull us under, and the circumstances will always make you wonder. Don't lose hope, don't forget how much you love her. Just brace yourself for the lightning there on the thunder. There's a word in the air that just hit your wound, and every bullet flying had a nightmare's truth unfold. Unfold. Where the voices in our heads can pull us under, and the circumstances will always make you wonder. Don't lose hope, don't forget how much you love her. Just brace yourself for the lightning there on the thunder. for the lightning and thunder. Well, the voices in our heads can pull us under, and the circumstances will always make you wonder. But don't lose hope, don't forget how much you love her. Just brace yourself for the lightning and the thunder. For the lightning and the thunder. For the lightning and the thunder. So, if you don't know me that well, some of y'all do. I run this thing back in Connecticut, which is now a national thing, called Bigger Beast Records. It's an independent record label. And we have a community outreach arm, which we call All Boats Rise Entertainment, that runs songwriter and charitable concerts, about 180 of them a year from Maine to West Virginia. And I'm proud to say that in our first year and a half, we've already raised over $120,000 for charitable organizations that mean a lot to us. One of them is shelter animals and shelter dogs. And every year we run this thing in Rhode Island where we partner with a local animal shelter. We call it Pause and Listen because I'm a punny guy. And myself and 11 other songwriters, we all work with the local shelter, and we each get paired with an animal to musically adopt that's looking for a home. And what we do is we get a chance to play with that animal, we get a chance to learn their story, and then we write a song from their perspective, and we use that song to help find them a home. And we just had our 2026 one. We partnered with Vintage Pet Rescue, which was adorable because it's a bunch of elderly pups, and they're all just so funny looking. They all look like little Muppets, and they all got their own little long backstories, and they all so gosh darn cute. But we had our pause. So what we do is we call it a songwriter journey and a music festival. And so we had our festival where all 12 of us all performed our songs and other songs. And we raised money for the rescue. We raised over $14,000 2 weeks ago for Vintage Pet Rescue, which was great. And we got 12 doggies adopted, which was awesome too. and this year I got connected with a little pup. She was 12 years old, and her name was Tofu. Her name is Tofu. And Tofu was found homeless on the streets of Providence, Rhode Island. But she had a microchip from Honolulu, Hawaii. And no one knew how she got here. But she was literally homeless on the streets of Providence. And like that ain't like an easy place to be homeless. And no place is easy to be homeless, but she was, you know. And you would think, you know, somebody who, a pup like that had to fend for herself would have been, you know, a little bit rough around the edges. But I sat on the floor of that rescue, and Tofu just came and sat on my lap and started licking my hand and said, "I can tell you need some love today." And I was just blown away by that. And so to me, the song just kind of wrote itself. You know, some of us, we all go on different journeys, and we all face challenges, and those challenges can make us bitter, or they can give us superhuman empathy, and they can make our hearts stronger. And I learned that lesson from Tofu, and then beyond that, the fact that she landed in my lap, and I wrote and played one verse of this song the next day, and somebody online heard it. The post got over 1,000 likes on Instagram, and the next day Tofu had a home. And that really helped me finish the song, because I realized that, you know, maybe there is, you know, I like to think I'm in control of my own destiny, but maybe there is some sort of master plan, and maybe we're never really lost, and we're always where we're supposed to be. And so that's what this song is about in a nutshell. It's a pretty big nutshell. It's all in a nutshell. I released this 2 weeks ago, and Tofu's got a home, and so do 11 other pups. This song is called "Made My Heart Grow Stronger." So hope y'all dig it. Are we ever really going the wrong way? Do we always end up where we're supposed to be? Found myself homeless in Rhode Island. Started walking in Hawaii. Not sure how I got here. Spending years stomping fears. But this journey, no, it ain't over. And the end is never really clear. Well, let me tell you a story. Well, let me sing you a tune. 'Cause every day is like a bullet train passing too soon. Well, I'm a creature of habit, prone to wander. But this highway, darling, oh, it made my heart, it made my heart grow stronger. My name is a Shakespeare mystery. My story, no, it don't rhyme. Not letting grass grow under my feet, squeezing daylight out of the night. Not sure how I got here. Spending years stomping fears. This journey, no, it ain't over. And the end is never really clear. Well, let me tell you a story. Yeah, let me sing you a tune. 'Cause every day is like a bullet train passing too soon. Oh, I'm a creature of habit, prone to wander. But this highway, darling, oh, it made my heart, it made my heart grow stronger. At the edge of a long road, holding hope, keeping pace. Learning lonely is a one-man army, just trying to find its place. Well, let me tell you a story. Yeah, let me sing you a tune. 'Cause every day is like a bullet train passing too soon. Yeah, I'm a creature of habit, prone to wander. But this highway, darling, oh, it made my heart, it made my heart grow stronger. Made my heart grow stronger.
So that song was about a dog. I could write about a lot of different things. But this next song is about my love life. It's a song called Trainwreck.
Should've known better than to play this game. Got my mind racing like a runaway train. This ride ain't over, and we ain't finished yet. Got a hairpin curve about a mile ahead. At the rate we're going, probably wind up dead. Been headed for trouble, since the day we met. We ain't nothing but train wreck, breakneck, run the wide open with a blank check, broke a tape deck, playing our song, champagne supernova all night long. Train wreck, what's next? Running off the rails, what did you expect? It's a twist and miss. We ain't nothing but a train wreck. We keep stoking the fire, fanning the flame like Bonnie and Clyde. They gonna know our name, it ain't criminal, love's medicinal. So fuel me with this lethal dose. We ain't nothing but train wreck, breakneck, run the wide open with a blank check, broke a tape deck, playing our song, champagne supernova all night long. Train wreck, what's next? Running off the rails, what did you expect? It's a twist and miss. We ain't nothing but a train wreck. Well, I might be dying on this hill, what a way to go. Here we crash and burn, I'll do it all again. Just to hear that whistle blow, hear that whistle blow, yeah. Train wreck, breakneck, run the wide open with a blank check, broke a tape deck, playing our song, champagne supernova all night long. Train wreck, what's next? Running off the rails, what did you expect? Twist and mess. We ain't nothing but a train wreck. Ooh, it's a twist and mess. We ain't nothing but a train wreck. Ooh, it's a twisted mess. We ain't nothing but a train wreck.
Right? The funniest thing about that song is I wrote it watching an episode of Family Guy. Well, you see, there's a specific episode, right? So there's that episode where right in the front of the episode, they tell Peter Griffin that he's unintelligent and he needs to go to the library and read the book 1984. So he goes to the books on tape section. And of course, he leaves with Van Halen, 1984. And then the hair grows down in the middle of his back overnight. And all he does is listen to Panama, and he's always driving his car, Panama, right? As if it's, you know, and then there's this one scene, right? That's like a pure ripoff of the Blues Brothers, where Peter Griffin's like blasting Panama, and he's driving through the mall, right? And as he's driving through the mall, the cops are chasing him. There's two cops in the car, and because it's a cartoon, the cops are also listening to Panama. And they're listening to it at the exact same time signature and situation as Peter is, right? And so they're chasing him through the mall, like in the Blues Brothers movie. And then they get out of the mall, and he's about to go over like the cliff, right? And then the cop in the passenger seat looks over to the cop driving, puts his hand out, he goes, just stop. We'll never catch him now. They're getting to the guitar solo. And I'm like, tape deck. What rhymes with tape deck? Train wreck. Ah, shit, I got a song. Right. Inspiration can come from anywhere, folks. Always keep your minds open.
friend, yeah. Feel his arrow pointed to take. They keep trying to tell me, and all you want to do is use me. Oh, my answer, yeah, to all that use me so. No, I won't spread the news that if it feels this good getting used, you just keep on using me till you use me up. Oh, my brother sit me right down and he talks to me, and he told me no, that I hope not let you just walk on me. And I'm sure he meant well, yeah, but when that talk was through, yeah, oh, I said, brother, if you only knew, you would wish that you were in my shoes. You just keep on using me till you use me. Till you use me. Till you use me up, baby. Until you use me up, yeah. Said, oh, baby, yeah. Oh, it's true, you really do abuse me. You get me in a crowd of high-class people, and then you act all rude to me. Yeah, but oh, baby, oh, when you love me, I can't get enough, yeah. No, I won't spread the news that if it feels this good getting used, you just keep on using me till you use me up. Till you use me up. Till you use me up, baby. Till you use me up, yeah. Bridges crumble and sirens ring, but we're lost in the eye of this hurricane. Our fate has left us distant and stained, tasting our memories sweet as sugar cane. But I'm not scared of the thunder, rain pouring down like holy fire. No, I'm not scared of the thunder. These dark days, they'll expire. Close your eyes and pretend to sleep while the foundation shakes and your knees grow weak. Temptation knocking like the beat of a drum, paralyzed in regret, silent and numb. But I'm not scared of the thunder, rain pouring down like holy fire. No, I'm not scared of the thunder. Yeah, these dark days, they'll expire. Whistling wind, petrified by the silence, soothed by your sin. But I'm not scared of the thunder, or rain pouring down like holy fire. Oh, I'm not scared of the thunder. These dark days, they'll expire. Oh, these dark days, they'll expire. Oh, these dark days, they'll expire.
So we're going to do tonight in 2 sets. Instead of one long one. I've realized that I am considered an adult contemporary artist, which means that a lot of times people that come to see my shows, including myself, probably need a pee break. And I played enough sad, introspective songs in the first set that you all probably also need a drink. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do one more, take a little break, just enough time, and then come right back, and we're gonna do it again. And let me take this moment right now just to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. The last 8 years or so, I did about 1,100 concerts in 41 states as an opening act, and I'm currently on my first headline tour across the country. I will headline concerts in 32 states this year, and that's a lot for a file cabinet salesman from Connecticut. And it means so much to me that any of you guys came. So thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. So this next one, you might have noticed when you walked in. Well, I'm also gonna. This is where a shameless plug comes in as well too. You know, I don't like being the sham wow guy, but it's the state of the music industry, right? What are you gonna do, right? But when you walked in, you probably saw what looked like a display at Target. It had all merch and stuff on it, but you might have noticed there was a T-shirt there with a Nintendo version of me on it. And the reason that is I had a whole bunch of messages in my Instagram in different languages, in Portuguese and in Spanish. And I ignored them because I just thought it was somebody trying to take my credit card number. But one day in the back of the tour van, I had some time and I found Google Translator. And little did I know that a bunch of my songs had gone viral in South America. And one of the messages that I had gotten was from a gentleman named Alberto that lived in Mexico. And in his spare time, he and his wife liked searching for music together, and they stumbled upon my music, and it meant a lot to them. And the other hobby he had was that he liked to make little custom Nintendo characters. So he made one of me. And he sent it to me, and I'm like, that's pretty rad. So then I said, let me push the envelope a little bit. I said, can you make him move? And he's like, yeah. Or see. And he sends it back to me, and he's moving. Now, listen, I don't want to tell you that there's like substances or things involved, but like after long nights of shows, my brain just kind of like doesn't really function for a little while, and I have no filter. So that's the time to if you ever want to borrow a kidney, that's the time to ask me. But one night, like after the show, I saw that he made the thing move. I said, if I wrote a script, could you make a music video out of this? And he responded in saying, it would be my honor to make a music video for you. So at that point, we switched the conversation from Instagram to WhatsApp because it was a little more formal now, right? And I wrote a script, and I sent it to him, and he made this amazing video, and it got like 80,000 views on YouTube in the first couple of weeks, and I was like, whoa, okay. And then I had all these big plans for other ideas for music videos, but it's a pain in the butt. So then I was like, I need another video, another single coming out. I wonder if Alberto wants to do another one. Long story short, we did 5 video game music videos, 5 different levels of a complete video game that off my last full-length record, and they all go together to make an 18-and-a-half-minute mini movie, right? And it's on YouTube, and it has over 1.5 million streams. All of these videos, right? So everybody's like, you must love video games. I'm like, nah, I just love Alberto. But the way the story went is I was on tour with John Waite when I was writing a lot of these scripts, and I had a lot of long flights because his gigs were like North Dakota, Arizona, it was that tour. It wasn't New York, Philly, Chicago. It was the B-list tour, right? Which was great because I got to see some amazing parts of the country, but I also had a lot of counting layovers and stuff, 14-hour flights because I took the indie musician tickets, right? Not the good ones, the flights that leave at 5:30 in the morning and have 6 layovers, right? So on these flights, I ended up watching all of the Lord of the Rings movies, all of the Harry Potter movies, most of the Hunger Games, and all of the John Wick movies. And I'll be honest, by the time you get to level 4 of this level 3 of this 5-game video thing, I can look back on it now and realize I was definitely ripping from movies I was watching. All right, and this last song of this set, it's a long story, but I promise there's a reason for it. As you can tell, I'm not rehearsed. I just, I'm already off the rails. I'm halfway, I'm halfway through the show. But there's level 4 of the video game goes with this next song, right? And in this level of the video game, I get to fly a Black Hawk helicopter. I get to drive a tank. And there may or may not be a dragon involved. And there may or may not be a Power Rangers Megazord involved. Okay? So again, it's a free movie. It's 18 minutes. You know, fine family programming. I strongly recommend you watch it. But that's why there's a video game, me on a T-shirt. But this is my favorite level because there's also like one scene where like all the gobbledygooks that got me, and you think I'm down for the count, and I totally pull a John Wick, and I just like start swinging the guitar like it's, you know, like if I'm having a bad day, I watch it. I'm like, Frank, if video game Frank can do it, you can do it, bro. Right? But this song right here, I play it in some markets, they don't get it. But something tells me if I play it in Portland, Oregon, y'all gonna get it. This is a song about revolution. It's called Putting Out Fires, Calling Out Liars. The revolution starts today.
Karma, real-time drama, a stone cold staring back at you. Same old story, purgatory, tired of the lies inside your truth. Oh, I've been putting out fires, calling out liars. The revolution starts today. Lost control. Nobody's pawn. Oh, these rebels taking back the gate. Amplifiers screaming, silver-tongued demons waiting on Judgment Day. Fool's ambition, a man on a mission, another full-time renegade. Oh, I've been putting out fires, calling out liars. The revolution starts today. Lost control, nobody's pawn. Oh, these rebels taking back the game. Storm cloud lightning, fighting through with the acid rain. Something silent, come but violent, rising out of the rain. Oh, I've been putting out fires, calling out liars. The revolution starts today. The lost control, nobody's pawn. Oh, these rebels taking back the game. We're putting out fires, calling out liars. The revolution starts today. Lost control, nobody's pawn. Oh, these rebels taking back the game. Be right back, y'all.
Let's all get drinks and support this cool little venue. It ain't easy being an indie venue, but if not for y'all, there'd be no me. Thank you so much, y'all. so much for being here tonight. I'm just warming up. Thank you. I tell everybody the difference between a Motel 6 and a Holiday Inn is how many shirts I sell. Well, our days are gone like a setting sun. You don't want my love, now you're on the run. Oh no. And I said, hallelujah, save my grace. Wiped all the tears running down my face, I know. And baby, it's a shame. You don't have to go. Oh, baby, it's a shame. You leave me here so low, yeah. And I said, touch me once, baby, one more time. Need to feel your sweet embrace, your love so fire. And I know you don't ever hear me say that I love you, girl, but I need your love is strange. Oh, darling, it's strange. Oh, baby, it's a shame. You don't have to go. Oh, baby, it's a shame. You leave me here so low, yeah. I drink my whiskey when I'm dry, only helps me sleep. Drink my whiskey when I'm dry, brings me sweet relief. Lord, I drink my whiskey when I'm dry, instead of honey, help me to sleep. Drink my whiskey when I'm dry, oh, bring me sweet relief. Oh, darling, it's a shame. You don't have to go. Oh, baby, it's a shame. You leave me here so low, yeah. Oh, baby, it's a shame. You don't have to go. Baby, it's a shame. Oh, darling, you leave me here so low. So I'm a city boy from New Haven, Connecticut. But most recently, about 8 months ago, because love make you do stupid things, I bought myself an old beat up, need a whole bunch of work 4-acre farm in a town called Dayville, Connecticut, population 900, closer to Boston than it is any major city in Connecticut. But I must have tripped the census because about 60 days after I moved there, they opened a Starbucks, a Domino's, and a Five Guys Burgers. But so now I got myself a farm, which means city boy bought himself his first wheelbarrow, got his first chain, his first weed whacker, and I got poison ivy 4 times this summer. And then I hang out with a bunch of other songwriters, and we do our best to try and challenge each other and push each other forward as best we possibly can. And we give each other songwriting prompts. And the prompt that I got a little while back, a few months after I bought this old farm, right? It was write a love song or a breakup song inspired by something in the store you visited most often recently. And, I would have loved to have said the answer was Home Goods, because it's really easy, it's really easy to write like that country love song about a throw pillow that says home is where the heart is, right? But if I'm anything, I'm authentic, right? And I'm true to myself. And the store that I've been to most often at that point, and probably still to this point, was Lowe's, otherwise known as Blue Home Depot. And I had to write a love song or a heartbreak song inside of a Lowe's.
Were you going to write it there?
Oh, yeah. Again, we try and push, we push the craft, me and my friends, we push the craft of songwriting as best we possibly can. And so I walked into Lowe's. I didn't bring the guitar or nothing. I just had to get the inspiration and write the lyrics and stuff. I didn't walk in with an amp and a stage and what the hell's going on in the gardening section? No. But of course, I decided to go to the outdoor power tools section, where I had been most often. And well, folks, sometimes love feels like a warm cup of chamomile tea. Sometimes love feels like a really good hug, or like that really, really great pillow that you get in the fancy hotel rooms that most people can't afford. I only stay in them when the venue gives me them for free. But folks, sometimes love feels like a chainsaw. So this is one that might not make the record, but it's on the live show today because I feel like I'm in the trust tree. I'm in the nest with all y'all. We're family here. We could do this. This is one I've been working on. It's called Your Love is Like a Chainsaw. I hope that the next time I come back, there's a banner that says, brought to you by Craftsman. Right? Be great. Score one for the little guy. Get that corporate money.
Thought it was my hands on the pull cord. Been a lumberjack all my life. But these hurricane winds got me paying for my sins. I don't feel that way tonight. You got your fingers on the throttle. I can hear that engine whine. Like a siren singing, my ears started ringing. Don't think I can put up a fight. You love me like a chainsaw, baby, driving me crazy. Crank it up and make it talk. I'm about to take a hard fall. Cause you love me like a chainsaw, like a double-edged sword, cutting to the core. Every time I take your midnight call, I'm a man like to stand tall. But you love me like a chainsaw. Girl, you ain't got no kickback handle. Ain't sharper than a razor blade. I got my steel-toe boots standing on my roots, more than just a little afraid. You love me like a chainsaw, baby, driving me crazy. Crank it up and make it talk. I'm about to take a hard fall. Cause you love me like a chainsaw, like a double-edged sword, cut to the core every time I take your midnight call. I'm a man like to stand tall, but you love me like a chainsaw. Like a double-edged sword, cut to the core. Like a double-edged sword, cut to the core. You love me like a chainsaw, baby, driving me crazy. Crank it up and make it talk. I'm about to take a hard fall, 'cause you love me like a chainsaw. Like a double-edged sword, cut to the core. Every time I take your midnight call, I'm a man like to stand tall, but you love me like a chainsaw. Yeah, I'm a man like to stand tall, but you love me like a chainsaw. Yeah, I'm a man like to stand tall. Girl, you love me. Oh, girl, you love me just like a chainsaw.
I purposely wrote the guitar riff like I was revving up a chainsaw like that. Right? But y'all should have seen me. People was looking at me funny because I live in like that country area of Connecticut where like these people don't read the back of the box on their chainsaws, right? And I'm sitting there in the aisle like, ooh, kickback handle. That works in a song, right? Like it was like a whole thing. It was kind of like a Seinfeld episode, but it worked out. Y'all know if I could sell that to Chris Stapleton, it'll be on every DeWalt commercial that there ever existed. You know, it'd be like Harbor Freight's new theme song, right? Man can dream.
Oh, I don't know how to say what to do where we lay. Break these chains, speak your truth. Give me words, show me proof. Silo stands, concrete walls, wall alone, strong and tall. Empty bed, empty room, lonely hearts run from truth. And I can't tell how you feel, and I can't sleep fearing it's real. Why must you disconnect our hearts? Distance can't divide true counterparts. Silo stands, night will fall, smoke will rise, sirens call. Underneath, I never knew. Wasted nights, loving you. Wasted tears, loving you. Wasted words, loving you.
Sold out for a few years, but I sold over 1,000 t-shirts across the country with Winnie the Pooh with a Frank hat, freight glasses, a bottle of bourbon, and a whole bunch of honey on it, right? And I used to tell folks that this song has very little to do with Winnie the Pooh, even though it's named Honey, although it was written on a blustery day, and I do have a friend named Piglet. But that's neither here nor there. Sometimes you meet somebody and you're so into them, like instant attraction, that they just kind of like live in your brain. Like you wake up in the morning, you're like, I wonder how they take their coffee, right? You know, you go to bed at night, you're like, I wonder if they prefer the left side or the right side. Like that whole thing goes through your brain, and that's what this song's about. It's a song called Honey. Hope y'all dig it.
Sugar don't make, but we can light the flame, or we can roll the dice. Yeah, we can play the game. 'Cause every time you stumble, I creep. Girl, you find a way just to make me weak. And I could buy my time, but I feel a little funny. 'Cause I want your love just a bit out all night. Ooh, just a bit out all night. When mine don't work, get boxed and lost the string. Piano's out of tune, got no song to sing. Now it's time you open your eyes. The past is gone, say your goodbyes. And I could buy my time, but I feel a little funny. 'Cause I want your love just a bit out all night. Ooh, just a bit out all night. And now you rain there, will flood in my mind. I want your sin, oh, whiskey and lies. Your sugar sweet, oh, your gypsy soul. When you're done crying, knock on my front door. Knock on my front door. Ooh, come on. Break on down, maybe we can find a way just to push it off for another day. 'Cause every time you crumble, I scream and open up your ears. You hear me begging, please. And I could buy my time, but I feel a little funny. 'Cause I want your love just a bit out all night. Ooh, just a bit out all night. Said Lord, no video. Just a bit out all night.
So I told you about our Pause and Listen concert that we do back in Rhode Island. Every February, at first weekend in February, we also do something for a charity down in Connecticut called Neighborhood Promise that works with people facing housing insecurities and families facing housing insecurities, and creates a store for them to get the things they need, whether it be food, laundry, detergent, whatever that type of stuff is. And we run an event for them every year where myself and 14 other songwriters each sing one of our own songs and one song from the Bob Dylan catalog. And we call it Shelter from the Storm. And this year we raised $9,000 for them in February, which was great. It's almost like my older brother has spent 30 years in the not-for-profit world, and I've learned a few things. He's a good dude if you don't know. He kind of looks like me, just pocket-sized. He's more fuel efficient than me. I think he eats less but drinks more. So cost of goods sold is about the same. But no. More economical. Exactly. The absolute best. The absolute best. There's no doubt about it. And I got stories I could tell y'all, but I've only got 2 hours here. But there are certain things in life that I talked before about tofu and how, like, sometimes there's a magical mystery to life. Not everybody knows this, but they did mention it in the Boston Globe last month that I started playing guitar when my older brother drove cross-country from Connecticut to Oregon and left his guitar home. And that's kind of how this whole journey started. That's exactly how this whole journey started for me. And I spent so much of my time playing those late-night shows where, I don't get out of the venue until 2 a.m., and then I got a 3-hour drive. And I was so thankful that my brother lived in a different time zone 3 hours earlier than me, because I always had someone to keep me awake on the phone for those drives home. So, but this is the song I learned most recently for that Bob Dylan tribute. If y'all know that, sing along with me. We can maybe have one of them sing along moments. I haven't played this one yet on tour, but for some reason I wrote it on the set list, and I think it'll be fun. So hope y'all dig it.
Mama, take this badge off of me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. Feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, 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 knocking on heaven's door. Mama put my guns in the ground, but I can't shoot them anymore. That long black cloud coming on down. Feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, 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 knocking on heaven's door. 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 Sing it with me. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. 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 Walking in the jungle, baby. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Welcome to the jungle, baby. Yeah, yeah.
Is that your brother?
See, that's the difference. When I did it at Shelter from the Storm, it was in a pure folk church. And there was 400 folks, and everybody sang in beautiful harmony. I did it in Portland, and someone had to go, yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know what? I prefer the latter, just for the record. Speaking of unexpected things, I was messing around with songs that weren't going to make my new record in my hotel room in Eugene earlier this week. And my brother was there, and he heard that song, and he goes, oh, you got to play that. I'm like, nah, man, this is like a song that wasn't meant to be heard. He's like, nah, you got to play that. So I'm going to play that. And the story behind this one is so I got 2 records out there right now on vinyl and other stuff too, but the 2 on vinyl are my latest. One's a full-length record. It's called The Trouble with Desire. I'm proud to say that it won New England's Album of the Year. Yeah. I wrote and recorded that in one of the music meccas on our planet, a place called Muscle Shoals, Alabama. And I had won some songwriting awards back in New England, and I got the call, and I was asked to go down and write with some folks from Muscle Shoals, and it led to that record. And the record changed my life, and I loved it so much. And then on a whim, I made another EP that came out a year later, which was this February. I'm on that tour right now, the Silo EP, which I told I haven't really announced this, but I wrote that whole record in Portland, Oregon. The last time I was on tour in the Pacific Northwest a few years ago, everybody I knew out here, a lot of people were in town. It was a weird kind of time. It was very rainy, and I was stuck in a motel for 3 days that had a tin roof. And before I got to Portland, I had done some stuff in Washington State, and I was in the real rural areas. And anywho, I was on tour with opening for a guy named Lee DeWise, who makes a lot of songs for television and film, like The Walking Dead and stuff like that. And I was just kind of stuck in the hotel, weird time change thing. My brain wasn't functioning. I couldn't sleep. So I wrote a record, and it was on my cell phone, and it was just kind of like, I'll think about it some other day. And then I got a call from Lee saying I got 3 days in the studio in Michigan and I'm open. You want to come record a record? I was like, wait, what? So I recorded that with him, and then it just kind of grew to be what it is, and I'm so grateful for that. But I announced last week that I head back to Muscle Shoals the week before Thanksgiving, this upcoming Thanksgiving, to record my next full-length record down there. So I'm so excited about that. And so a couple months back, I flew out to, about 8 months ago now, I flew to Muscle Shoals just to meet my producer down there and talk about what the next record might sound like, do some writing, and just, kind of, get my legs underneath me to make another big record like that, because those are big experiences. And I got there a day early, and when I got there, he said, hey man, I heard you're here a day early. If you want, you can come meet me and my friend Spooner for pizza. And I'm from New Haven, Connecticut, the pizza capital of the world. So the last thing I want to do is go out for pizza in Alabama, right? He said pizza, and I immediately got a stomachache, right? And so my game plan was like, nah, it's all good. I'm just gonna stay in this hotel room and watch South Park and order some DoorDash, right? But then I told myself I gotta stop being such an antisocial fool, and so I said, all right, I'll come meet you. Well, I'm really glad I did, because little did I know that his friend Spooner was 86-year-old Spooner Oldman, as in the man who played keys on Aretha Franklin's I've Never Loved a Man, right? And toured with Bob Dylan for 35 years, right? So here I am at an Alabama winery / pizza joint. Me, my producer Jimmy, Spooner Oldman, and his wife. And his wife is hilarious. And she's got stories like you won't believe about how she had to buy khaki pants for Bob Dylan one time, and he didn't know his size, and it was a whole thing, right? And then she got the wrong size, and she wasn't allowed backstage for 3 years because he was offended. It was like a whole thing, right? And Spooner wasn't like super talkative, but like we would all be like in conversation, or it would quiet down. And then he would pick his head up and he would say something, and then you would literally hear like the record stop in your brain, like, what'd you say? Right? And it was always like something incredible. And so we were sitting there, and I was eating that delicious Alabamian pizza. And he picks his head up. He picks his head up and he goes, how about that time I played piano for that mustachio man? Go on. Well, yeah, I went into the studio. They sat me behind the piano, and there was a guy behind the window with a mustache and an acoustic guitar, the short man. And I did 2 takes, and they handed me a check. And then 6 months later, I put the radio on, and that mustachio man was a guy named Jim Croce, and that song was Bad Bad Leroy Brown. I was like, wait, what? What? But that was like how stories went that night, and it blew my mind. And because I'm from Pistol Wave in New Haven, I then had a conversation with Spooner Oldman about how I believe Jim Croce is the original gangster rapper. Because long before it was a New Jack City, like 32 years before that, you knew not to mess with Jim, right? So we had that conversation. They thought I was hilarious. And I went back to the motel that night, and I said, I want to write my Jim Croce song. I want to write my badass heart on my sleeve, but like, don't mess with me because I'll slash your tires song, right? Like Jim Croce. So I wrote it, and I was dating a musician for a while who was very pretty, and all the guys would hit on her. So I went to all the clubs she played, and I would play this song at the open mics to remind them I'm from New Haven and don't mess with me. This song is called. So this is my Jim Croce song with like 27% New Haven. It's called If I Ever Catch You Talking About My Girl Again.
Like a busy highway, some things you just don't cross. Like this man with little left to lose. Oh, I know your game, and I'm too it's few. There's gonna be more than hell to pay once I get my way. Oh, I'm a junkyard dog, and it ain't if but well. Don't make me break these chains. There'll be nothing left to explain if I ever catch you talking about my girl again. Don't you mistake me for the kind of guy that will swallow his pride, tuck his tail and run. 'Cause where I come from, shit, everybody knows. Cross that line is so before it begun. Oh, there's gonna be more than hell to pay once I get my way. Oh, I'm a junkyard dog, and it ain't if but a well. Don't make me break these chains. Oh, there'll be nothing left to explain if I ever catch you talking about my girl again. Oh, there's gonna be more than hell to pay. Gonna feel like Judgment Day. 'Cause this junkyard dog is gonna have that dance. Gonna break these rusty chains. You gonna never forget my name if I ever catch you talking about my girl again.
This Oregon weather is making my guitar go a little bit out of tune. I love this here guitar. I named it Patty Jean a long time ago after my grandma because she's tiny, she's fragile, she's absolutely beautiful, and when she speaks, people tend to listen. But every once in a while, she says, "Frankie, I'm gonna fall out of tune. This weather ain't approved. I ain't approving of this weather." So life's kind of funny, right? Because when I started touring, it was me in a little crappy car. Then I graduated. I got my first beat-up van. It's a red van. His name is Clifford, the big red van. Clifford right now is in my driveway in desperate need of a new transmission. So you know, he's in my thoughts and prayers every day. Clifford. 287,000 miles on that puppy. And he's still like, "I want to go on tour. I carry more merch than your other car," right? But eventually I graduated, right, from that. And in 2017, I got offered my first fly date, which what that means is instead of me driving Clifford to a venue, I drive Clifford to an airport, hop on a plane, and then land in a different state, hop in an Uber and go play a concert, right? And my first ever fly date was in Green Bay, Wisconsin at a venue that shared a parking lot with Lambeau Field. So there was no pressure at all. I was opening for a guy named Zach Myers, who was the guitarist in a band called Shinedown, and it was pretty incredible. But again, I was on that indie musician budget, so I took that 5:40 a.m. cheap flight with a layover, right? Because there's no direct flights out of Connecticut, and absolutely none. There's no direct flights out of Connecticut. You can't get to Jersey without 2 layovers. So I had a layover in the O'Hare Airport in Chicago.
Woohoo!
And it was cool. They got pizza there. Different kind of pizza, but they still call it pizza. I like it, but I just can't call it pizza. It's different. Anyways. It's bread lasagna. Anyways. So it's good. It's good, right? But you know. We don't call grape juice wine, and we don't call that pizza, right? So, anywho, I got to the O'Hare Airport at about like 10 of 9 in the morning, 10 of 10 in the morning, at the O'Hare Airport, and then they kept delaying our connecting flight, right? And they kept changing the terminal we were all at. And at one point, it becomes like a marching line where there's like 150 of us walking terminal to terminal. We don't know why our plane's getting delayed, blah, blah, blah. And I had been on tour. I hadn't shaved in like 2 weeks. I looked like Tom Hanks in Castaway. And I was wearing my cleanest dirty sweatshirt, right? And so then we're all sitting at a terminal, and the flight captain looked at me and he said, "Everybody here is a bit pissed off, and it looks like you know what you're doing with that there guitar. Why don't you sing us all a song?" And I looked at him kind of cross-eyed, like I don't usually talk until noon, and you want me to sing a song for a bunch of strangers in the middle of the O'Hare Airport? Well, shucks, you must be damn near out of your mind, right? But then I remembered that he's going to eventually be flying a plane that I was going to be on, and that it's always a struggle getting them to let me take my plane with me or my guitar with me on the actual plane, right? It's always like a thing. It's always like every time I walk in a plane, I'm anticipating Street Fighter, right? It's like Ryu versus M. Bison every time, right? And then also, if they really like you on the plane, they give you those free little bottles of booze, which, rock on, right? So I was like, all right, I'll play a song. And so I wasn't sure what I was going to play. And so I was buying time as I was opening my guitar case, and I asked the guy, I said, why is the plane keep being delayed? And he said, the plane's being delayed because of heavy winds, and the plane has a hard time flying against the wind. So right then I knew exactly what song I was going to play. I started playing this song, and halfway through the first verse, I picked up my head, and there were a couple 100 people gathered around me, many of them with their cameras. And by the time I landed in Green Bay, Wisconsin, over 37,000 people viewed me singing this song in the airport on YouTube. So I picked up the phone and I called my mom. She watched the video and she said, "Frankie, if you was going to be on television, you should have shaved." So this one's about wind delays. Any Bob Seger fans out there?
Well, seems like yesterday, but it was long ago. She ain't a one lover, she was a queen by night. There in the darkness with a radio playing low end, the secrets that they shared, and the mountains that were moved, going like a wildfire out of control. So there was nothing left to burn, nothing left to prove. And I remember what she said to me, and now she swore that it never would end. Remember how she held me oh so tight. Wish I didn't know now what I didn't know then. against the wind. We were running against the wind. We were young and strong. We were running against the wind. The secrets that we shared. Years roll slowly past. All right. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Remember when y'all did the Axl Rose impression during Knocking on Heaven's Door? I caught myself thinking, I wonder what Axl Rose would sound like singing this song. And I totally lost my place. Sorry about that. The years roll slowly past, and I found myself alone, surrounded by strangers I thought were my friends. Found myself further and further from my homeland. Guess I lost my way. There were so many roads I was living to run and live. Never worried about the tapes or even how much I owe. I'm moving 8 miles a minute for months at a time. We're breaking all the rules that we bend. Began to find myself searching for shelter again and again. Against the wind. We were running against the wind. We were young and strong. We were running against the wind. Well, those drifter days are past me now, and I've got so much more to think about. Deadlines and commitments, what to leave in, what to leave out. Against the wind. We were running against the wind. We were young and strong. We were running against the wind. Well, I'm older now, but still running. And I said I'm older now, but still running against the wind. Running against the wind. Knees. Sorry. Got me wrong. People don't want my love. She been running from every move I made. People found it hard, so she held on tight to wrap wrapped her arms, had me on my will. Now I'm singing love songs, hope she lives. And I've been up all night wondering just where the time is gone. And every time I speak it feels so strange, like a broken little song. Honey got me wrong, baby, I don't want my love some screaming. Well, that's gone straight. Oh, her message true, play me for a fool, playing the role of her distraction. But now I'm in too deep. Oh, she left. And I've been up all night wondering just where the time is gone. And every time I speak it feels so strange, like a broken little song. Oh, mama, get down, yeah. Staring at the ground, so I fall to your feet. And I wish I never knew your love. Oh, girl, you made me weak. And it breaks my heart to know you're so far away. There's no easy answer, love. This world's going wrong, now it's spinning faster. The lost little kids are straight along with nothing but this broken little song. Oh, mama, get down, yeah. Come on, yeah, come on. And I've been up all night watching just where the time is gone. Every time I speak, it feels so strange, like a broken little song. Oh, mama, get down, yeah.
So that song changed my life. I wrote it in a $27 a night hotel room in Roanoke, Virginia. And by the way, folks, if you leave here with anything tonight, leave with my stern warning. Never stay in a $27 a night hotel room in Roanoke, Virginia. You see, folks, I refused to sleep on the bed that night because there was a coin machine next to it. And I never felt bluesier than I did that evening, and that's when I wrote that song. But then, you know, sometimes, again, you back to the tofu, things happen. I then found myself a few months later playing that song in a bar in Boston, and somebody videoed it and put it on YouTube. And a few months later, I got a call from a guy named Joe Bonamassa that said he wanted to play guitar on that track on my first record. And I went from playing on my mama's couch to playing on stages like this all over the country. So I'm super grateful for that. Speaking of mama, I was raised by a single mama, an amazing woman. And I wrote a song for her. It was Mother's Day during the pandemic, and I was about a mile and a half away from her, but I wasn't allowed to see her because of all the quarantine stuff. So I did the next best thing, and I sat down, I wrote the song, and then I was a little bit too shy to share it with anybody. And then about 9 months later, I was in the recording studio, and I was just messing around with it. And my record producer walked by, and he said, "What's that?" I said, "Oh, it's just something I wrote for my mom. No one's ever heard it, not even her." He goes, "Play it for me." So I played it for him, and then he just looked at me and he left. And I was like, all right. I knew it wasn't good. He came back like 10 minutes later, and he had his glasses was all fogged up. I said, "What happened?" He goes, "I had to go call my mom." And this is a man that's got like 3 Grammys for songwriting. So like when I made him call his mom, we felt there was something there, and we recorded it for the record. And I released it on my mom's 71st birthday, and we got to be together in Florida when it got premiered on NPR radio. So I like to say this song's for all the mamas out there waiting for their sons to hit their mid-30s so they can finally realize just how goddamn lucky they had it, right? This one's called Trying to Raise a Man. Looking back on my younger days, thinking about how hard you tried. I was learning lessons as an adolescent, but it can be hard to watch sometimes. And now I know those days are gone, and time ain't on our side. And it's a tough pill to swallow now, but I'm stronger from the hard times. We didn't always see eye to eye, but I've learned to understand. And I know that life wasn't easy, mama, trying to raise a man. Me and you against the world at a young age of 16, growing up way too fast and chasing a storybook dream. We didn't always see eye to eye, but I've learned to understand. And I know that life wasn't easy, mama, trying to raise a man. And people tell me I'm strong, but this world can break a man. And it's you that taught me to hold on and how to hold a heart in my hand. We didn't always see eye to eye, but I've learned to understand. I know that life wasn't easy, mama, trying to raise a man. Well, folks, it's that time. Let me once again thank you all so much for coming out tonight and opening your ears and your hearts to a lot of songs that you probably didn't know. It means the world to me, and you know, when you're a musician like me on the indie circuit and kind of climbing the ladder day by day, you're like one of them Matchbox cars, the old school ones that you roll back and then they would go for a while. When I get to come so far from home, and there are people here like y'all that decide to come and listen, y'all rolling my Matchbox car back a little bit and giving me some strength to go. So thank you so much. And shout out to this awesome venue. I know you guys are all Portland folks. Please, independent venues like this, which are the lifeblood for guys like me and the next generation of me's and everything else, they're shutting down all over the country. And the big corporations are coming in with these huge venues, and they're controlling it, and it makes it so hard for the words to be heard. And so please, if you can, keep an eye on this venue's calendar and come support these guys, because they're doing great stuff, and they took a shot on me, and I'm forever grateful for that. So thank you. And this whole show was videoed, and thanks to the team on sound and everybody out there. Y'all, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. This is going to be my last song of the night. And this song got me on the front cover of Billboard in Argentina and on the front page of the Boston Globe. Not bad for a file cabinet salesman from Connecticut, right? I'll take it. And y'all might notice that I have a logo that has an elephant head with a triangle wrapped around it. There's a reason behind that. There's an old Indian folk tale about the blind man and the elephant. A bunch of guys, I'll give you the Cliff Notes. Take a bunch of guys, put blindfolds around them. They put them around an elephant. And they ask all these guys, what's in front of you? And they all say it's something different. And you don't realize it's an elephant until you talk to every single one of them. It's a story about, for me, it's a story about perspective, a story about understanding, a story about empathy, being able to step into somebody else's shoes and see why they believe what they believe in, and try and come to a real answer. And I use songwriting as a tool to try and understand all the sides of the elephant. That plus my storytelling and my travel, it gives me the opportunity to do that and find some perspective in this world. So my logo is the elephant head with the triangle wrapped around it as a reminder to always try and have perspective. And this is a song about perspective, about understanding that sometimes the journey is even more important than the destination. This one's called The Trouble with Desire. My name is Frank Viele. Again, thank you all so much for opening your ears and hearts tonight. Come on, Patty G, stay tuned for me. Come on, girl, you got this. It's like you put me on a plane, Frankie. And you played that last song too hard. She gets a little emotional during the mom song.
Starting back in 1984, the day that I was born, they knew. 20 years later, with a guitar and a chord, I started looking for the truth. Call it an addiction, foolish kind of mission. But some dreams just won't die. The trouble with desire, it's like a wildfire, burning, raging out of control. The trouble with the flames is once they know your name, they never want to let you go. Or sparks are in the wire, devils in the choir, and that's the trouble with desire. With emeralds in her eyes, pretty lies are all she tells. Hell on heels, lightning and thunder, she got me under one of her spells. Call it an addiction, foolish kind of mission, but I just gotta roll the dice. The trouble with desire, it's like a wildfire, burning, raging out of control. The trouble with the flames is once they know your name, they never want to let you go. Or sparks are in the wire, devils in the choir, and that's the trouble with desire. The trouble with desire. Trouble with desire, it's like a wildfire, burning, raging out of control. The trouble with the flames is once they know your name, they never want to let you go. Or sparks are in the wire, devil's in the choir. Sparks are in the wire, and the devil's in the choir. Yeah, that's the trouble with desire. The trouble with desire. Thank you all so much. We'll see you out there. Appreciate you guys so much. My favorite emoticon is the monkey that goes like this. Thank y'all so much, y'all.